Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. It's so good to see you again. We are in week 3 of gratitude, also known as the month of January, and hope you have been enjoying the videos so far. So today we're going to talk about those really hard times in life where gratitude sounds like a 4-letter word. It's something that we don't even want to entertain, something that we don't want to think about, and sometimes during those really painful situations, it almost seems as if we are being disrespectful or we are not honoring the pain that we are in if we use the word gratitude. And so I'm going to show you today in week 1, we talked about the definitions of gratitude and the attitude of gratitude, and I left them on the board up here. And so if you want to go back and check out week's 1 explanation of those, you can. And then last week in week 2, we talked about the application of having an attitude of gratitude and applying it to the situations that we're in, and it's a way of moving us forward, whereas thankful is a hindsight 2020, relieved and pleased and relieved. An attitude of gratitude is an acknowledgement of resources in the middle of the hard, like right smack in the middle of the problem that we're in. And we're talking about situations that seem like they're never going to end, that seem hopeless, that are just so painful we don't want to get out of bed in the morning. Those situations that we just think like, okay, this is just my life, this is just my lot in life, and it's not going to change, there's nothing I can do about it. We feel out of control, and as a result, we're angry and bitter at this situation. Sometimes we want revenge. Sometimes we just put our hand up to God and we just say, I don't know what the heck just happened, but I'm really mad at you, and go away, and I don't want to have anything to do with you. I'm talking about those types of situations that are just really gut-wrenching and that just wants to, tear our heart out, and we just don't know what to do. So I love diagrams and pictures, and again, if this is too small for you, you can zoom in on your smartphone. But this is a picture, or these are pictures of the micro and the macro view of a maze. You know those garden mazes? I've never been in one. I would love to do one, but I pulled up some pictures of those. And so this one, all we can see is what's right in front of us, right? We're on the street level, we've got the micro view, and so this problem is really big. It's a puzzle to solve, right? And so the shrubs are, 9 feet tall, and we can't see above, we can't see what is beyond. We don't know how big the problem is. We don't know which way to go to get out of the problem. And we're just feeling like kind of stuck. And sometimes we just wander around in here for days, for months, for years. Sometimes there's things that just like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it's just not resolved, right? But if we pull back and we have a macro view of life, then we can see the entire problem as a whole. We can see how it fits into the rest of our life. There's roads around here, there's roads, coming and going around it, leading off in the opposite direction. And so this problem that we're in, when we're in it, it seems like this is all we can see, right? But if we pull back and look at the macro, this is only a part of our life. It's not our entire life. And there's ways in and out of it and around it and other things that life has to offer. So how do we get from this micro view to the macro view? And I'm going to suggest that it's this attitude of gratitude that we've been talking about, which is why I'm suggesting that gratitude is a character trait. It's not just some foo-foo concept of thinking positive on a blue sky day. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about being really grateful for resources, right? And so an acknowledgement of resources here in the middle of this hard. So what are those resources? Well, in order to know what those resources are, we have to adopt this macro view. We have to pull back, kind of like we're going up in an airplane and we're looking down at the whole picture all at once, and pull back and to see and to acknowledge that there are resources available to us. So last week I suggested that those resources available were, I get to choose what I'm going to participate in. I get the opportunity to say no if I want to, right? Because if people are crazy, they can do that over there, but we don't have to participate. So we're going to take this a step further in those really hard things and say, what are the resources that we have available to us to get us moving through the situation in a healthy way? Not that the situation is going to go away, but we're going to change our perspective so that we can move through the situation, so that we are healthier, the situation becomes healthier, and then we can do life in a healthier way. So those resources are wisdom, humility, and character growth, which is what we've been talking about, opportunity and directions. But this all comes from the resources that God gives us as a gift. These are all a gift. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Now, if you are familiar with the Bible, you will recognize those as the fruit of the Spirit. And that's actually the whole point of this journal, is that it's a 12-month guided journal. Each month goes in depth, just like we're going in depth in gratitude. February is going to be forgiveness. March is going to be love, and then joy, and then peace, and then patience, and all the way through the year. And we're going to end up in December with humility. So this whole year is about character growth, and we're going to look at different aspects of how to move through life in a healthy way. So, but we are talking about gratitude for January, this attitude of gratitude. But sometimes this package right here, we can't even fathom it. We can't even think about it. Love and joy and peace, it just sounds like, woo, let's all just sit around and have this kumbaya moment. That's not what we're talking about, right? This attitude of gratitude is the acknowledgement that these resources are available. Sometimes in that situation that you're in, it could use some love. Sometimes it could use some patience, right? Or some kindness. There's all kinds of tools that we're going to dig into with those, and that will get us moving. But if the situation that you're in has you here, and you are feeling angry and bitter, and like you want justice and revenge, and you're like, gosh, I wish that person would just drive off the cliff and just, not come back. Okay, we've had those thoughts, okay? I'm not going to pretend we're in so much pain, or maybe we have a mental illness, or maybe there's someone in our family that has a terminal illness, or somebody has died. There's so many excruciating things in life that we just like, I can't breathe. I can't move through this, right? Grief and forgiveness. Those are the two things that we can choose to do so that we can clean out space, so that we can say, okay, what's my next step? What can I be grateful for so that I can move through this? I had to do this again like a month ago. I've done it several times. I had to do it again last month. I sat on my couch and I just sobbed. And I just kept saying to myself, this is never going to be over, ever. It's not going away. This is my life. This is what we're dealing with. I'm sorry. I practiced this several times, and now that the camera's on, it's going to hurt. There are things in life that I just kept saying, this is never going to be over. It is never going to be over. This is our life. This is what we have to deal with for the rest of our lives. And I was mad, and I had to grieve, and I was just so angry. But once I let that out, once I sat there and I just said, okay, I'm just going to be really mad. I'm just going to grieve the loss of a dream, the loss of an identity, the loss of a person, the loss of a job, the loss of of health, the loss of whatever it is in your situation. You have to name that loss and grieve it and feel it and just sob it out. Tears are cleansing. They're purging. And once we allow ourselves to, oh my gosh, once we allow ourselves to grieve and just really feel that loss, just feel that pain, it clears out the emotional pipes, it allows us to breathe again, and then we can move forward. And we can have this attitude of gratitude that God says He is never going to leave us. Be strong and of good courage. Fear not. I will never leave you nor forsake you. He has the resources. He can see the whole picture. So this attitude of gratitude is that He's got it. It hurts, but He's got it, and we just have to reach out for Him. So my time is up. You can go onto my website, taraschiro.com/books, get the journal, follow along in here, and let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you in week 4. We're going to wrap everything up, okay? Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.